For me, becoming a leader wasn't a specific choice at one particular moment in time. It was more the fact that I wanted to get involved because I wanted to learn for my own business. And I found out that the only way I could learn for my business was to be on the inside of what was happening in the association and the organization. So I just needed to be in the room. The surprising thing when somebody asked me to step up, I didn't even realize they knew that I was in the room. I was in a meeting for one of the committees, and a conversation came up about diversity and representation in the association in different areas of the valley. And all of a sudden, the rebuttal conversation was, you should talk to Laya Gavin about that because she is involved with NARAB and the organization that is specifically trying to help increase diversity in the association. And this comment came from past president and boss leader in the association, Ms. Paula Montefiore. And I didn't know she knew my name, much less that I was in the room. So that led to another conversation that she and I had one-on-one that just helped me understand that my voice was welcome in the room and I needed to be a bigger part of the conversation. The beginning of Journey for Leadership for me was I wanted to figure out how to help my agents in my office expand their businesses, increase their level of professionalism. And I was introduced to a former broker, and I was trying to recruit her to come to be a part of my brokerage. And she said, no, you don't need me as a broker. What you need to do is you need to go and speak with Roger Nelson at the association and have a conversation with him. And I did. Based on her reference and recommendation, I tracked him down, and he and I had a conversation in his office, and he basically said, here are the resources that are available in the association that you may not be taking advantage of, but it'll help you grow. And so that was the entryway where I got a chance to meet some of the leadership. He scheduled an appointment for me with the education director, and my team came in and they explained what resources that were available for us, and it just began to snowball from there. It was just like one additional tool that kept getting added to the toolbox, one after the other. The thing I found helpful about getting into this conversation and this path, like I said, one tool after another just began to be revealed to me. And you meet one person after another, and then they introduce you to another person, then they recommend you have another conversation. And what you find is that the compound effect of these conversations helps you be a better professional. It helps you be a better broker. It helps you be a better agent in the transaction. It helps you know what questions to ask. And if you don't have the answers, it at least tells you, hey, this is who you need to go talk to. So it gives you confidence that you're exploring all the resources for your clients to help your clients win. The impact for my leadership position, and again, I don't consider myself to say I've decided to be a leader, but the impact of being involved and being part of the conversation. I know first and foremost it's given other people who see me see themselves in me and realize, hey, if she can do it, then I might be welcome at the table too. I might want to step up and get involved in some additional things as well. So I know there's that open door that has happened for other people, right? I think the other compound effect for me in my business has been, it has elevated my business. People recognize my business name, or they recognize my brokerage name, or they recognize my name. And they come up to me in conversations in meetings and say, hey, I saw you at XYZ and I appreciate the comments that you made, or I appreciate the conversation that you opened the door for us to have that otherwise may not have been had. If somebody came to me and asked about what's the next step or what's the path to leadership, my first comment would be to say, show up and get involved and get exposed. come out to some of the associated meetings, come out to some of the committee meetings, sit in on some of these events that happen just so that you can see what is happening in the room. And then I would say have conversations with the committee leaders, the leadership on these different teams, and ask them where do they need help. And you get involved, and then you find out based on what your skill set is, what your interests are, and what the need is for that committee. Then you find out how you marry those two things together, so that you're not just on a committee doing something because you can do it, but you're on a committee involved in something because you're marrying your skills and your passions. The other thing I would add about leadership in the real estate business and the real estate association is that there is such a need for more voices at the table. So I encourage young people in the business to get involved. I encourage minorities to get involved. I encourage women to get involved, because the diversity in the industry is so, it has a long way to go. How about that? It has a long way to go. And if we're not in the conversation, then we can't talk about things like the gap in homeownership rates between whites and other minority groups. It's still an issue today. Homeownership is the biggest dream for many people across the world. And if we as realtors aren't involved in that conversation to make sure it's a level playing field for everyone who wants the opportunity, then we're doing a disservice to the people and the communities that we're supposed to serve.